What up? Today, I want to talk about a more serious matter that involves a young player in the NBA by the name of AJ Griffin, who is the son of former Bucks head coach Adrian Griffin. And there have been some reports in the headlines recently that AJ Griffin was considering stepping away from basketball despite him only being 21 years old, and basically meaning that he's going to retire from the NBA. And it's pretty shocking because AJ Griffin was picked in like the mid first round a few years back by the Atlanta Hawks, and he had a really good rookie season. Like, he showed tons of flashes of what he can do on offense. He was a really good scorer, and he showed like he was going to be a good NBA player for years to come. Like, if he wanted to stick around in the league, he probably would have been in the league for 10 to 15 years. He's just that solid of an offensive player that he could help really any team that he was on. So, and after his rookie year, he only played 20 games in his sophomore year in the NBA for the Hawks. He missed a lot of time due to personal reasons, which at the time no one really knew what was going on, but now it seems like we have a little bit more of the details now that he's, basically considering retiring altogether. People are kind of asking questions and wondering what's going on, and, first and foremost, if he's okay. And it seems that AJ and Adrian, and I believe AJ's brother, and the whole Griffin family, have been dealing with some issues off the court. AJ's nephew passed away unexpectedly, I want to say last year. I believe it was last year. And his nephew was quite young, like a toddler. And he was with AJ's brother, the father of the child at the time. And AJ's brother and the mother of AJ's brother's child were separated. So when this event happened, it turned into an issue between AJ's brother, Alan, as well as the baby's mother. And it's just a horrible situation. I mean, you never wish anything like this upon anyone, regardless of how much fury or hatred you have in your heart. It's just, a parent should never have to lose a child. An uncle or an aunt should never have to lose a niece or a nephew. It's not good, and it's a very sad thing, and I can understand why AJ is really struggling. And I just hope that he's okay. I think this is a lot to deal with, and for it to be, put into the spotlight, it's hard enough as it is to deal with these types of things, being a regular person where, you don't have the paparazzi and, media outlets always trying to cover you and figure out what's going on in your life just to make a story. Most people, if they deal with loss or they deal with some heartache or something, they typically can deal with it in silence. And it seems like AJ has not really had that opportunity. This has been a little bit more silent than, some other players in the league that have gone through, tough situations, but it's just rough. And I really wanted to make this video because I just want to express how important it is to take care of yourself and take care of your mental health and do what's right for you. So a lot of people are, clearly like, oh, AJ, like, why is he stepping away from basketball? He's leaving all this money on the table, yada, yada, whatever. But you have to respect the guy and respect his decision and understand that money doesn't necessarily make things better all the time. A lot of times money can make things worse. Money can make more problems. And, if AJ feels like this is the right thing for him to do, I believe the fans and the people around him should be supporting him through this process, because it's obviously not an easy decision for him, regardless of what went on. So I'm just hoping for, AJ and the rest of the Griffin family. I'm hoping that they get through this and, they get their lives back on track and they're able to be happy and be well, because it's just a awful situation. It's just an awful situation. And I've been seeing some stuff as well that AJ's kind of turned more towards his religion, trying to put his focus into something that's, bigger than basketball, and, really just try to figure out his purpose and figure out what, is the best thing for him to do with his time on earth. And I think he probably feels this way now because of, someone around him having their life taken from them at such a young age. So it's important to understand that, you have to do what's right for you. You really always have to do what's right for you, because if you don't, one way or another, you're going to realize what's right for you. And it's just going to take you longer at that point to really get to being fulfilled and, completing your purpose and pursuing what you're meant to pursue, while you're on earth. And it's just a sad story. It's just a really sad story. And, I urge every single person, not just players that are in the NBA or professional athletes, it's so important to take care of your mental health. And if there's something bothering you, or there's something that is just making you feel bad day in and day out, and you don't feel like you can talk to someone about it, seek help. Find a therapist. Talk to someone you trust. Do something, because letting it linger in your mind and letting it fester and continue to kind of spread a web throughout your mind is only going to do you more harm. So the best thing you can do is address it. And it's understandable if you don't feel like you can address it with every single person in your life. That's normal. We obviously have varying degrees of trust based on who we're talking to, whether it's a family member, a friend, a colleague, what have you. It depends. So that's why we have therapists, psychologists, social workers, counselors. They're there so that they can help people get through tough times like this. And, a lot of men, I think specifically, think that therapy is, childish or feminine or whatever, or it's weak. I think they view it as weak, right? And it's not weak. I frankly think people that go to therapy and express their true feelings and what's going on with them, and taking that time to be vulnerable with someone that they don't really know that well, is a sign of strength. It's a sign that you're okay with being honest about how you feel and who you are. And that's the first step, because once you've gotten to that point, it becomes a lot easier to deal with the issues that are haunting you. So AJ, I hope you're taking care of yourself. Make the decision that's right for you. I'll miss seeing you play in the NBA if you do choose to retire. But I'm happy for the time that I did get to see you play, when you were on the Hawks. So do what's right for you. And everyone else out there, do what's right for you. And try to have a positive impact on the world. And take care of your mind, take care of your body, and good things will come your way. Take care of yourselves.